Good morning, Jackson staff and students. It is a magnificent Monday today as we follow our Tiger truths of be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. Let's all rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's place our right hand on our heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Excellent job. Boy, can you tell what dress-up day it is today? It is kind of like cowboy hat time and time to wear our boots. I've got my boots on and it is kind of fun. But I do want to say a welcome to P4J. I know that P4J learners were busy all last week working with your teachers and Mrs. Copeland and Mrs. Fuller and Mrs. Jock, and I want to make sure that you are touching base on Class Dojo and doing all of those things. And it's good to see your lessons and all the learning that you're doing. I appreciate that. But I do want to say welcome, and welcome to our announcements that we do each week. I also have a big thank you to share as a message. A thank you to all of our food service workers. We have lots of people across the school district of Janesville who are delivering food each and every day to many families, as well as they are making the food and getting it ready. So when you go and pick up a lunch on a Monday, then you also get breakfast for Tuesday, which is pretty darn awesome. There are 8 locations across the school district of Janesville where food is being offered, as well as you may text in to the phone number if you need to have that food delivered to your home. And so a big thank you to all of the food service workers in the school district of Janesville. For me, this is kind of like an opportunity to say thank you to a lot of people today, because I feel like we have been so successful in finishing off our first week of virtual learning, and we're plugging into the beginning of week 2. And I am excited as we continue to learn more and more about Seesaw and more about all of the things happening. The next thing I would like to say a thank you to is to all of our Jackson staff. You guys are working tirelessly in getting this put together. I have enjoyed watching your videos and watching the communication that happens with our students and with our parents. Thank you for not giving up and for going out there and trying something new. It's not always easy to do things that are new, but it sure is fun in that learning process. But it does cause a little anxiety, and you would never know it. So thank you very much for doing such an awesome job. I love working with all of you guys. And I hope everyone really had an opportunity to relax over the last 3 days, as we had a nice long 3-day weekend with no school on Good Friday, as well as then Saturday and Sunday. And if you celebrate Easter, I hope you had a wonderful Easter celebration. So let's make this a great day, as I have some people here to talk with us. Mrs. Martin and Mrs. Everhart, come on up.
Hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Doing well, how are you?
Fantastic, and you guys are doing like a whole series this week for us.
We are.
Yes.
We thought we would
Yes, ma'am.
review some things that most of our students have already learned.
Yeah,
was a
I
nice
think
review.
that's good. It's a good time to review while we're doing our virtual learning. Can you teach me what you're reviewing?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be touching base on our zones of regulation, and my friends, we have talked about this, I know, in all of the classrooms, kindergarten through 5th grade, and I know P4J has also talked about zones of regulation. And for a little review, to remind you guys, there's 4 different zones: red zone, yellow zone, green zone, and blue zone.
So, kind of like the show Inside Out. is what
Yes.
It reminds me of.
Yes, and that is a perfect movie to have your children watch if you want to get a little bit more insight to what we're talking about as far as the zones. Each zone has a different feeling attached to it. So, what one are we learning about today?
Today we are going to learn about the red zone. That is that zone where our body has really lost control. We're having a hard time settling. Maybe we're hitting or kicking. Our bodies are maybe clenching our fists. Our face gets gets red, our breathing is really heavy.
So would that be kind of like a clue that your body
Oh.
is telling you that something's wrong?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And
You have
is-
to pay attention to those feelings inside of your body.
Is it okay if we're mad or angry about something?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You bet.
And so, my friends, when we talk about being mad and angry or upset, it is 100% okay. And like Mrs. Martin said, a lot of those clues and how you're feeling are big things for you to be able to recognize. But when you're upset and angry and you're in that red zone, what can you do to get back to that green zone where you're nice and calm and ready to learn? We talk a lot about taking deep breaths. We talk about counting to 10. Use an iMessage, talk to someone, tell whoever's at home with you, or email your teacher or Mrs. Moisen or Mrs. Martin or myself, I feel upset because, and then let us know, because guess what? I would love to be mind readers. I would love, but we don't know what we don't know. So if you don't let someone know, we don't know how to help you. So a lot of those things, and when it's nice out, take a walk with someone, go outside, get some fresh air. And I know sometimes people think it's not okay to be mad or angry or upset, but we all feel like that at one point or another.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you just need someone to talk
Yeah, and
to.
especially with this new learning style,
Well-
there are lots of different feelings that come up with it if we can't figure out how the system works or how to access things that our teacher is assigning to us. You know, we can get into that red zone very easily.
So that's what I want to say thank you to both of
Yes.
you about, because you're bringing something to me that's very timely and pertinent to what we're doing right now, as we all are experiencing different feelings about this new style of learning, new style of teaching, all of those types of things, and even being at home all day long.
Yeah.
That's kind of stressful, because we've been doing that now several weeks.
Yes.
And even though we left early on spring break and we kind of closed out our year a little bit fast, we've been home and kids have been home for a long time. So I think that this is really timely to be
Yes.
learning about how our feelings are and how to move ourselves in and out of zones or get into a better zone.
Because I know that we can go from one zone to a next, mad, happy, sad, and sometimes when you're mad, it kind of seems like you're sad because you could be crying. Sometimes you get so upset that you start to cry, but you experience all of those emotions real quick, and that's okay. Mhm.
Well, thank you. I sure appreciate it.
You're
I look
welcome.
forward to learning more each week
Yes.
as we do this, or this week, I guess, as we
Every
go
day.
through all of this. So thank you very much. I appreciate
I
it.
do have to say, your guys' outfits are amazing. Mrs. Martin really needs to step it up in the dress up categories. I'll try to do my best
this is
this
something we
week.
don't wear. I don't wear normally.
No, but I borrowed my hat from my daughter, so it does look a little small, which is
And
fine.
I can't wait to see everyone else's what
Yes,
they're wearing.
I
can't
agree.
wait.
It's going to be fun as kids start sending us pictures and sending us video of how they are looking. And boys and girls, it's okay if you don't have any of these things at your house this
Okay.
week. Dress up on your own and do something silly. Every day decide to be who you want to be, even if it doesn't fit what we have said here at Jackson, because you can send us back days that work for you and say, you know what, didn't have a cowboy hat, but I had another type
A
of hat,
bandana.
a bandana or a baseball hat
yeah.
or something. And so you have dressed up in your own way, and I think that's perfectly fine.
I agree.
I would say
So,
too.
because it's really about just kind of getting out of the rut of, being at home
Tell you
and
what,
doing something silly.
it was really nice to dust off these overalls. I feel I'm staying in this all
I think
day
you
today.
should.
Mhm.
That's very cute.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
there we go.
thank you. I
Okay, thanks.
appreciate it, guys.
Yes.
Bye, guys. Happy
Take
Monday.
care.
Boys and girls, let's make it a magnificent Monday today. And don't forget to be awesome.